Hello, everyone. Good morning, colleagues from Europe. Good afternoon, colleagues from Asia. Good evening, colleagues from America. This is Bin Zhao from Tongji University, Shanghai, China. On behalf of the organizer committee, as well as the host organizations of Tongji University, Concrete and the Stressed Concrete Institute of China Civil Engineering Society, and the Chinese National Group of FIB, welcome you to attend the FIB Symposium 2020. This symposium is an annual organized conference, and it's recognized for promoting innovation in concrete material and construction. With the unappeased COVID-19 pandemic across the globe, the FIB Symposium 2020 is organized online. First, I'd like to introduce you the important persons presented this opening ceremony. We have Mr. Toriel Olsen, the president of FIB. Mr. Toriel Olsen is from online. Professor Xianglin Gu, the vice president of Tongji University. Professor Xilin Lu, member of Chinese Academy of Engineering. Professor Dabin Fang, president of Concrete and the Pre-Stressed Concrete Institute of China Civil Engineering Society. Professor Xianzhong Zhao, Dean of Civil Engineering, Tongji University. Professor Jianzhong Li, Director of State Key Laboratory of Disaster Reduction in Civil Engineering. Dr. Peilin Si, Chief Engineer of CCCC, Third Harbor Engineering Company. Thank you all very much. Then let us welcome Mr. Toriel Olsen, the president of FIB, director at Dr. Teco Olav Olsen, chair of FIB Symposium 2020 Scientific Committee to deliver us an opening address. Mr. Olsen, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much, Professor Bin Zhao, and thank you for giving me the privilege of opening your symposium. I'm very happy for that. I'm sure that all the participants are waiting eagerly to learn and to share their experiences. This is very important. It is more important now maybe than ever. And you come from 55 countries, and the effect of your sharing your experiences is very important. I appreciate very much your slogan, Concrete Structures for Resilient Society. Resiliency is right in the middle of the focus of the concrete world at the moment. And when you add society, you remind us that we have a responsibility that goes beyond ourselves. And we have to, in these pandemic times, a special responsibility to provide progress. The world needs progress. And so please, participants, when you be active in the sessions, use question and answer buttons. And if you afterwards come to questions that you forgot to raise, you can, I'm sure, forward that to the Secretariat, and you will get a response. For the organizing committee, you must have had a very, very difficult time. You were almost set for the physical symposium in Shanghai in April. You had to cancel, rebook, and in spite of this, I have had a lot of contact with one of your organizing people, Faye, and in spite of the difficulties, always so positive, always so helpful. And I think this is promising for the organization of this symposium. And I'm looking very much forward. I hope you all will have a very good time, learn a lot, share a lot, and be part of the progress. We have, in this symposium, we have 6 keynote speakers, and we have 200 presentations. So I'm sure you will find something that will interest you, and best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. So next, let's welcome Professor Xianglin Gu, the Vice President of Tongji University, distinguished Professor of Structural Engineering, Chair of FIB Symposium 2020, Advisory Committee, to deliver us an opening address. Welcome, Professor Gu.
Thank you, Professor Zhao Bing. Dear President Tor Olsen, dear colleagues, dear distinguished professors, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor for me to be here to welcome all of you to participate in the Fib Symposium 2020 on behalf of Tongji University and advisory committee of this symposium. Tongji University is one of the leading universities in China. The history of Tongji can be traced back to 1907, when German medical school was founded by Eric Bono, a German doctor in Shanghai. After being renamed Tongji German Medical School in the following year, it was formally established as a university in 1923, following a nationwide campaign of reconstructing universities in 1952. Tongji became an engineering-intensive university with top-notch strengths in civil engineering and architecture. In 2017, supported by our central government, the university proposed its vision of a world-class university. The university now covers 10 broad categories of academic disciplines, including engineering, science, medicine, management, economics, philosophy, literature, law, education, and arts. The FIB is the world's leading organization in the promotion and standardization of concrete materials and structures. Its annual FIB Symposium have been recognized as worldwide famous scientific events for all the engineers and the researchers to share the innovations in the field of concrete materials and structures, both on scientific research and engineering application. China now has the largest concrete industry in the world, and many construction projects are conducting. So it is a great opportunity for engineers and researchers in China to name the newest advances in the area of concrete materials and structures through the Fib Symposium. And we are very happy to host the Fib Symposium this year. I sincerely hope that the participants from different countries will take this opportunity to exchange views on issues related to concrete materials and structures. I wish this symposium will be successful and productive, and I do hope you all will enjoy your involvement in this symposium. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gu. So next, let's welcome Professor Xilin Lu, a member of Chinese Academy of Engineering, distinguished professor of Tongji University, co-chair of FIB Symposium 2020 Scientific Committee, to deliver us an opening address. Welcome to Professor Lu.
Good afternoon in Asian country, and good morning in Europe and other parts of the world. Dear President, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Xilin Lu from Tongji University. It gives me great pleasure to be co-chair of the Scientific Committee of the FIB Symposium 2020, and to welcome all of you to participate in this symposium. This year's symposium is convened at a special time. As you know, COVID-19, which caught us all by surprise. However, with concerted efforts of all parties, the FIB Symposium 2020 now opens. The FIB, the International Federation for Structural Concrete, is the world's leading organization in promotion and standardization of concrete structures. I have a close connector with FIB as well as Tongji University has. I become a member of Chinese delegation since 2012, participated in the Commission 10 Model Codes, Task Group 10.1 Model Code 2020, and the Task Group 2.7 Seismic Design, and the Task Group 3.4 Selection and Implementation of Intervention through Life Management Activities and Measures for Concrete Structures, and joined a series of FIB Symposium. Tongji University organized the FIB 2014 Technical Committee meeting in Shanghai, Model Code 2020 conference in 2018 in Shanghai, and the FIB 2020 Symposium this year. The annual FIB Symposium, providing engineers and researchers working in the field of concrete structures and the opportunity to meet and share their insight. The FIB Symposium 2020 is jointly organized by Tongji University and the Chinese National Group of FIB. The theme of this symposium is concrete structures for resilient society. And the most used construction materials for buildings and other infrastructure. Concrete is also the most disaster resilient material, depending on innovative technology development. Resilience is the capacity of society to adopt and to recover from hazard, shocks, or stress without compromising long-term prospect for development. Building and structures with resilient design and materials are not only better able to recover from following disasters such as earthquakes and hurricanes, and there are also new green buildings to reduce impact to entire communities that have been on our planet. With the theme of concrete structures for resilient society, The FIB Symposium 2020 will cover the development and innovation with area from concrete materials to structures. On behalf of the scientific committee of this symposium, I would like to take this great opportunity to express our deep gratitude for your support. We are pleased to have all the participants to share their achievements and the most up-to-date technology in the development of concrete technology, its analysis and design, as well as the durability of concrete structures on this symposium. Once again, I wish this symposium a success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Lu. So next, let's welcome Professor Da Binfang, President of Concrete and Pre-Stressed Concrete Institute of China Civil Engineering Society. Professor Fang is also the chair for Chinese National Group of FIB. He's co-chair of FIB Symposium 2020 Scientific Committee. So let's welcome Professor Fang to deliver us an open address. Welcome.
Thank you, Zhabing. Dear Mr. President, dear Professor Li, Professor Gu, ladies and gentlemen, I am very glad to welcome all of you to participate in the FIB Symposium 2020 in a special way. Because of the coronavirus, we can't directly gather in Shanghai conference site. Fortunately, we can still hold an international internet meeting, can freely communicate. But I think we have lost a good opportunity to know Shanghai, to know China, and to know Chinese structural concrete by first-hand experience. So here, I want to give you a brief introduction about the Chinese structural concrete industry. Chinese structural concrete development is divided into 3 stages. The first stage is from the earlier 1950s to the end of the 70s. In that period, the concrete material had lower strength, lower fluidity. The structural concrete construction from the manual operation on site to prefabrication in the factory. The second stage is from the earlier of the 80s to 2010. The concrete material changes from the lower strength, low fluidity to middle and high strength and high fluidity. Concrete construction varying from the fabrication to cast in situ. The third stage is recent decade. Structural concrete developed to a high strength, high performance, green in industrialization and sustainable, reducing the consumption of the resource, reducing the pollution emission, and protecting environment has become the driving force of the technical development. Over the past 70 years, focus on the structural concrete material, design, construction, education, and standard, we had formed the largest, most comprehensive concrete academic institution, working group, RD teams. We solved many issues about concrete engineering and achieved remarkable achievements. At present, the Chinese annual cement consumption is about 2 billion tons. The annual use of the concrete is more than 2 billion cubic meters. Structural concrete were widely used in the housing, transportation, water conservancy, municipal, and other projects. The main characteristic of the Chinese structural concrete industry are as follows. One is the common used concrete strength normally is C25 to 50 megapascals. For high-rise building, for large span structure and pre-stressed concrete structure, commonly used C40 to C60. In some projects, the C80 to C100 megapascals concrete have been used. Second, the concrete was ready mixed in factory in China. The total output of the ready mixed concrete reached 1.9 billion cubic meters in 2017, of which the production of the prefabricated concrete components increased year by year. Relying on the large-scale engineering project, the technical level of the ready-mixed concrete factory has been continuously improved. The supplying capacity has been continuously increased, and the development stage of the intensive scale and green has been entered. Following the development of the ready-mix concrete technology and the use of the high fluidity concrete pump technology and equipment got great progress. In 2014, in Shanghai Center, the pump concrete to the height of the 610 meters height. In 2016, the Changsha International Financial Center, the tested pump 160 megapascal UHPC to 400 meters height. Fourth, the China's commonly used the rebar strength was 400 to 500 megapascals. The rebar annual production is about 200 million tons. Rebar factory processing gradually be popular. The mechanical coupler is very popular for diameter more than 20 millimeters rebar. This is a welcome speech. I'm sorry to spend more time to talk about the concrete industry. So finally, on behalf of the concrete and pre-stressed concrete in the Institute of China Civil Engineering Society, I wish the conference successful and wish all of you have a lucky time. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Feng. So next, let's welcome Professor Xianzhong Zhao, Dean of the College of Civil Engineering of Tongji University. He is the Changjiang Distinguished Professor of the Ministry of Education of China, also member of FIB Symposium 2020 Advisory Committee. Let's welcome Professor Zhao to deliver us an opening address. Welcome, Professor Zhao.
And dear distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and also good morning and good night and for European and American colleagues. It's our honor and great pleasure to host the FIB Symposium 2020 on concrete structure for resilient society in such a difficult time. On behalf of the College of Civil Engineering at Tongji University, I would like to express my warm welcome to all of you to participate in the FIB Symposium 2020. College of Civil Engineering at Tongji University can trace its origin back to 1914, headed by a German professor. Now it has a history of 106 years and consistently ranks the top level among civil engineering group in China in the past 70 years. The college now has 5 departments: and structural engineering, geological engineering, bridge engineering, hydraulic engineering, and disaster prevention mitigation. The college has 400 faculty and staffs. Every year, there are 500 students enrolled at the college for bachelor degree, another 500 for master degree, and nearly 200 students for PhD degrees. And we are a large and comprehensive civil engineering college committed to excellence in education, research, and public service. We believe our excellence derives from high-quality students and faculty, well-equipped experimental and computational facilities, open mind, and international collaboration. Nowadays, international collaboration is a priority for us and to achieve our goals. That is, try to be the preeminent college of civil engineering worldwide, and in which foster and future professional elite and social pillars, willing to lead the sustainable development in a broad and societal context. Today, we join together, both online and offline, to hold the FIB Symposium 2020 on concrete structure for resilient society. Thanks to Professor Olsen, the president of IB and the FIB committee, giving us the opportunity to host the annual FIB Symposium, which is a world-famous scientific event on concrete material and construction for engineers and the researchers. Also, thanks to Professor Olsen and Professor Lu, providing a Tongji-based platform to discuss and disseminate new ideas, new methodology, and new findings in the area of concrete material, concrete structure, precast structure, as well as sustainability and resilience. I'm very happy to see so many world-famous professors and stars of tomorrow participate in the symposium. I'm sure it will enhance the academic and practical exchange and the international collaboration, and will make a special contribution to the development of concrete structure and civil engineering. Finally, I wish this symposium a big success and participants have a wonderful time, not only in the virtual online meeting, but also in the real world. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Professor Zhao. Dear colleagues, welcome to FIB Symposium 2020, Concrete Structure for Resilient Society. I'm pleased to introduce you some basic information of this symposium. So first, I'd like to thank FIB and all the people who helped to bring FIB Symposium to Shanghai. So I'd like to thank Professor Michel Fadis, Professor Luke Tarvey, Professor George Blazas, Professor Harold S. Muller, and Mr. Gordon Clark, Professor Hugo Chris Purity, and also Mr. Olsen and Mr. Torrell Olsen. I also like to thank the FIB Secretary General Post Dr. Petra Schmach, and also the current FIB Secretary General Dr. David. So really thank you a lot for bringing this symposium to Shanghai. We submit the application for this FIB Symposium 6 years ago during Mumbai FIB Congress. So I think without your support, we cannot have this symposium in Shanghai. FIB Symposium 2020 is organized by Tongji University and the Concrete and the Pre-Stressed Concrete Institute of China Civil Engineering Society, as well as Chinese National Group of FIB. The symposium also gets support from College of Civil Engineering, Tongji University, State's key laboratory of disaster reduction in civil engineering, and the Bridge magazine. Because of this COVID-19 pandemic, the symposium had been changed to online, and the dates were moved to November 22 to 24. We choose resilience as the theme of the symposium is because the resilient issues have become very, very fundamental requirements for our society. Here, I also like to mention Professor Xilin Lu. He's one of the pioneer scientists to start the research on earthquake resilient structure in China, which is back to 1999. So for the committees, I'd like to, to present you the numbers here. The Advisory Committee of FIB Symposium 2020 has 20 members from 7 countries. The scientific committee has 85 members, covered 31 countries, while the organizer committee has 37 members from 4 countries. I thank all committee members who helped to promote the symposium, to give us a suggestion and review the submitted papers. So the topics of the symposium covered challenge project, concrete materials, concrete structures, analysis and design, precast structures, and the sustainability resilience. About all the area related to concrete. This is an online symposium to show our respect to the symposium and also to show our respect to all participants. We have set up this symposium venue in Shanghai, China. So for abstract papers and participants, we do have a very big start and received 652 abstracts, even heavily influenced by COVID-19 pandemic. We still received 371 full papers, in which 341 are accepted, and 321 are registered to proceeding. So far, 310 plus participants have registered to the symposium. I thank all authors and participants for your important contribution. 6 world-class and highly respected keynote speakers, Professor Luca Tavi, Professor Xianglin Gu, Dr. Paulo Negro, Dr. Akio Kasuga, Professor Jean-Michel Torrenti, Professor Kunpeng Gu were invited by the organizer committee to give their presentation on topics including resilient concrete structures, seismic behavior of basic earth components, integrate seismic stress and energy upgrading, also challenging to non-metallic structures, concrete problems in climate change, and the crack control technology for large-scale infrastructures. We are grateful for their great participation. For the parallel sessions, that's the most important part for our symposium. We have organized 28 parallel sessions with 7 presentations for each session. Totally, we have 196 presentations where 57 speakers choose leave presentation from their own place through internet. And 139 speakers take 70% provide the record videos. We also have this important, special session. It's thanks to Professor Marco Di Presco, Professor Giovanni Pizzari, and also Professor David Nance. They have organized FIB ACI joint special session on fiber reinforced concrete application. 6 speakers were invited to have talk about fiber reinforced concrete, where Professor Giovanni and also Professor Marco Di Presco will make opening and the closing presentation for the session. I'm sure this special arrangement will make big difference to our symposium. So for proceedings and book of abstract, book of extended abstract, we prepared the e-proceeding preview version and the extended abstract package for all participants. You can download these documents on our official website after log in to your registered account to the papers submission part. Please forgive us if there are some mistakes, and it's the first time for us to prepare such big number of documents for an online symposium. But we promised you the formal published e-proceeding with ISBN number and the book of extended abstract also with ISBN number will be finished, finished, and the downlink will be sent to all of participants before November 30, 2020. 4 papers included in the proceeding will be sent to Scopus Citation Database, EI, before the middle of December 2020. Please send us a message if there are many mistakes or problems, then we can fix them in the final version. The most important part is our sponsors and the supporters. So on behalf of the organizer committee, I'd like to thank our gold sponsor, CCCC, Third Harbor Engineering Company. Thanks to Mr. Wang Shifeng, the president of CCCC Third Harbor Engineering Company. Also, Dr. Shi Peining and her team. They really did concrete contribution to the symposium, including provide this insight facility for our opening ceremony. Thanks also goes to all plan and the OVM. Thank you for your helps. Special thanks were sent to Bridge Magazine. You know, all the symposium work depends on them. Thank you all very much. For sure, I also like to take this advantage to thank David, Mary, and Corinne. They are from FIB headquarters. You know, the symposium means a lot of work. So David, Marin, and Corinne really helped us in all the aspects of the organizing work. So I also have this big picture for all the hard workers of our organizing group. And I think I will have the clear picture during my close presentation. So once again, I thank you all for your great support. Hope you enjoy the FIB Symposium 2020. Please contact our secretary if you have any inquiries, and we will do our best to help. Then, hello, David.
Hello, Bin.
So then I finish my work. I will transfer the chairship to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
the first thing I would like to say is I would like to thank you in person and all your group that have worked a lot and in several times, because we had to move the symposium from one day to the other. Then we have to change it from in person to online. And I think you are doing a great job. Still a lot of work to do on the next days, but it is important that all that the work that you're doing there. So thank you very much again. And I would like to introduce FIB President Orale Olsen, that will give a short presentation about FIB and the latest developments that we have been doing in the last times. And then he will also present some of the awards. After his first presentation, I will say a little bit more about the awards. Torole, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I shall give a presentation, as David says, about the FIB in general and latest developments. And I hope to leave you the impression of a well-organized and competent federation. It is also a very friendly federation. People make friends. And I will firstly appreciate the work of the Secretariat. As shown, both David, Corinne, and Marie is also part of the organizing committee of this symposium. And they have done a marvelous job in transforming FIB into the pandemic situation. I'm sorry for the spelling. FIB is now producing a lot of webinars, and the Secretariat have competence that most concrete people don't have, and we are very happy for that. I will give you some facts. Some of you may remember CEB and FIP. They joined forces in 1998 to become FIB. So we have long roots. We have different kinds of memberships, but the main kind is the nations. We have 42 nations being members of FIB. If I just move this one. China, of course, is a major member of FIB that we appreciate very much. We have, oops. We have also individual and corporate members all over the world, 76 members. And the role of China is shortly described here. As I said, we are very happy for the input and what we learn from China and their membership. FIB has a very clear mission. We like to improve concrete construction. We do work in task groups and commissions, and we end up with a dissemination of all the work that we produce. And this is the idea of FIB. It's not for producing documents, putting in a shelf. It's for producing document and share. We are organized on the top. We have the General Assembly, of which China then is one of the members. We have a technical council. We have a presidium, and we have secretariat, and we have commission, task groups, and working parties. And all in all, we have 10 commissions, and we have a very active young member group, which is extremely active, and they represent the future of FIB, and they learn us a lot. Of the 10 commissions, we are working hard now in Commission 10 to complete the first draft of the Model Code 2020 this year. This work has been hampered a bit by the coronavirus, but we hope to finish this year with the first draft. Otherwise, the sustainability and resilience is spread all over the organization. It's a lot of focus on that at the moment. This is a presidium. You will next year and the year after have a new president, Akio Kasuga from Japan, which will be very successful, I'm sure. He is very clever and nice. And some of the other members here you may know. I did a while back ask the members of the Presidium to describe why they enjoyed working with FIB. And the Presidium members may be more than average interested in FIB, of course. But the answers were maybe not surprising, but for example, no one answered that I learned how to design for share, period. That is not how it works. Rather, the answers is a multitude of technical competence and friendship and social things. This is important for FIB. Remember, FIB's work is done voluntarily. We need to have a nice federation. We produce a lot of reports. The Bulletins is one of the most comprehensive, maybe, technical reports. We produce model codes, and as I said, we wish and hope for a first draft this year. We produce a journal, structural concrete journal, and the evolution of this journal is fantastic. We have raised the impact factor a lot, and the volume of the magazine, the journal, is considerable. And this work is led by Professor Luc Tarbe, that we shall hear in the first keynote presentation shortly. He has done a marvelous job. And you have several ways of staying informed about the FIB: social media, FIB news, newsletters, and many things. Even YouTube you can see. You can access to the Fib public website. It's a very good website. You can find almost everything about concrete there. And you can make your own dashboard. And we have also plans for the future. The plans include a lot of communication and to manage the work done. I mentioned the young member group, very important. We have this year started a mentoring program for those that wish. We have a very wide communication and collaboration with other associations. You have already heard that we tomorrow have a joint session, ACI and FIB, on fiber reinforced concrete. And again, remember, we are volunteers. We like to make sure that different associations do not work on the same topic. We also like to collaborate. If you look at the other associations, they have at a high level very similar missions as FIB. So we prefer to join forces rather than compete. And we have we are arranging symposia every year, as you've learned already. The FIB 2020 Symposium Shanghai is here noted for April. That has been changed, as we all know. But the symposia are important for us. In 2020, we arranged the PhD Symposium in Paris. The PhD Symposium started already in FIP time in 1996 by Professor Georgi Bellux. And that is a very nice event. PhD candidates meet, they present their work, they learn from others, and they communicate. This is a very nice event. The 2020 ICCS 20 Prague is postponed until next year. The symposium in Lisbon in 2021 is still on the map. So is the Congress in 2022. Not on this list is the symposium for conceptual design, which was initiated by Professor Hugo Corres in Madrid last fall. That will be a bi-yearly event from now, as the PhD Symposium is. And next year we will meet in Switzerland, and in 2023 in Oslo. Conceptual design is important because it sort of forces you to have a overview of the structure. You are not allowed to become lost in details. And that is a very good ability, even if you're not doing conceptual design all the time. A few topics from FIB 2020 Shanghai Symposium. We have already seen this list, important topics, and I'm really looking forward to the symposium. Key lectures, keynote, we have also seen. We have the two first one today in a short while. And some numerics, we have had already updated numerics from Professor Pinchao. This is the symposium organizing committee, and you can see that David and Corinne and Marie is part of the organizing committee. You can also see Andreas Sjåstad, who is heading the young member groups at the moment. And I'm looking very much forward to the symposia, and I wish you all a very successful symposium. And for those of you that are there, an enjoyable stay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Torole, for your presentation about the FIB. I'm sure we will get some questions maybe through the secretariat and maybe through the Q&A questions. Now the next presentations will be also by Torole Olsen about the awards that the General Assembly and the Presidium of the FIB has given to this year. So Torole, please, I will ask you to present the awards.
Thank you, David. As you all know by now, we are doing voluntarily work in FIB. The quality and the niceness of FIB totally depends on voluntarily work. And we appreciate that very much. There are many of us that appreciate that. And in a way, we should like to honor everyone. But a few times we honor very few people primarily to honor them, but also to show the appreciation of FIB to all contributors to the good work being done in FIB. So today we have two honors. We have one honorary life membership of FIB, and this is for his, in this case, significant personal contributions to the work of the FIB. And the FIB Honorary Life Member 2020 is Professor Liu. We have already met him. We know him to some extent, many of us. And we appreciate very much his extraordinary contribution to FIB. And we have made a short presentation that I shall not read word for word, but I will highlight his education and on seismic testing and design method. And he is now, as you know, a professor at the Tongji University. And he has an impressive career. And if you look at these elements of his career, he has included in his career also visiting other universities, other research associates, and that has probably helped his wisdom. And he has also been engaged in publishing as editor-in-chief, which is of course, very appreciated by FIB. Here are some pictures, a little bit dramatic, some of them, I must say, and important, of course, for well-being of human beings. This is his technical work. I shall not comment the equation here, but we realize that this is important work for seismic prone areas. And I must also say, if I look at some of the buildings in your city in Shanghai, I think it is very comforting knowing that competent people have participated in assuring the safety of these buildings. His FIB membership involvement, member of the Chinese delegation since 2012, we have already heard this morning, morning for me. Very active in the Commission 10 model codes, Model Code 2020. And he has also been active in organizing both the 2018 conference in Shanghai and this present symposium. He has a lot of awards, and we have also listed major publications here. He is very well respected in China, I understand, but not only in China. If you look at the 2017, this is an American medal. So he has used his competence to participate in worldwide activities. If you look at the publications, the four top ones relates to the Structural Concrete magazine, journal, that we appreciate very much, of course. And he, again, also participates in other fora, like the bottom one there, the American Society of Civil Engineers. So this is a wide experience. And as most experts, they work best if they have a solid frame around them. And so also with, in this case, family and leisure, it looks very nice, I think. And also travel and leisure, and here we have also included a picture of the FIB Secretary General and pictures from attendance of the FIB conference and headquarters. So please, Professor Liu, congratulate very much for your honorary life membership of the FIB. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, please, Professor Liu, would you like to say some words to the audience?
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you for President Olsen, and thank you to the David. Thanks for all of the FIB Presidium members to select me as a life member of this year. FIB is an international association for structural concrete and serve our society for many years. So I'm very lucky to join this organization to serve our society for concrete structures and our society. It's my great honor to receive this these awards. That not only for me, but also for the Chinese community to join FIB, to work with FIB. Also to my colleagues to work with me for many years. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lu, and congratulations from all the FIB.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Torole?
Yes.
You can proceed. Thank you.
FIB has another recognition, in this case, a Medal of Merit 2020. And this is given in recognition of significant personal contributions to structural concrete and to the FIB. And again, FIB appreciates very much the efforts of all the volunteers that produce such good results. And we do not very often, but sometimes give honors to, obviously, to honor the recipient, but also to show the general appreciation of FIB towards everyone that contributes. We have a Medal of Merit, and that is given to Professor Peter Hodgek. He looks like this, and I have noticed that he's present. And I have a short presentation of Peter here. He is from Prague. He's a professor and head of Laboratory of Composite Structures in Prague, head of Department of Building Structures, and professor of Theory of Structures and Materials. Peter's subject is very closely related to what is very important at the moment, the sustainability and resilience. And FIB is very grateful for his contributions, his very important contributions. He is teaching and he is designing, and he has supervised a lot of diploma theses and also doctoral thesis. And this picture shows some of his designs and expert activities. And his research interests and expertise related to sustainable concrete structures, as I already said. Optimization of concrete structures, sustainable buildings, life cycle analysis, complex assessment of building performance and quality, utilization of recycled materials in building construction, utilization of silicate composites in environmentally optimized building constructions. I think you all recognize these as very important topics. His research is related to these topics, and he has been engaged in quite a number of research projects and headed many of them. And they are also international. They are not only Czech. These pictures show optimization of reinforced concrete waffle and rib floor structures. We have to think differently today compared to what we thought yesterday. And this is utilizing recycled materials, also very important for the concrete industry. The material, different material constituents. And structures, sustainability have also something to do with structures, not only the material. Some of these structures look very comfortable and nice. Peter Hajek is also clever at dissemination, the results of his. More than 200 research papers, that is a lot. 5 textbooks, 5 books and brochures on research results, 3 patents, and 12 design and utility models. So this is very impressive, I think, or I know. Peter has been involved in the FIB for very many years. He has been involved in the Technical Council and the General Assembly. He has been involved in commissions, particularly around sustainability, head of Commission 7, and he is active in the Commission 10, Model Code 2020. And he has participated in 4 FIB bulletins. And is also engaged in other international activities, which is always refreshing. In International Research Cooperation, Peter has been engaged in, I would say, a variety of other universities, Boulder, Berkeley, UK, City University in UK, Lyngby in Denmark, and Kassel in Germany. And in domestic activities, Czech Concrete Society, of course, and others. And Peter Hajek has also a frame around himself, a family, interests. I didn't ask you to bring your guitar today, Peter, but it looks very nice. So, congratulations, Peter, for the Medal of Merit of 2020. Thank you.
Peter, congratulations. Would you like to say some words?
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody. It's really a great honor for me to get this Medal of Merit. So I would like to thank to all excellent colleagues and in FIB, because I must say that the work for in FIB, it was a spice of my professional life and of my work. And without work in FIB, probably I wouldn't achieve many of the things what I did. So I would like to thank to all of you for this cooperation and for this chance in my life to work on the topics like sustainability of concrete, resilience of concrete, and the others what I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter, and congratulations again. And before closing this opening ceremony, maybe Torole, would you like to say some words, maybe to close the?
Yes. I think this has been a promising opening. I think the organizing committee is very keen to make this a success, and I believe they will manage. And I hope again that everyone get as much out of it as is possible and be active. Don't let the pandemic, that's the word I don't understand how to say. Don't let the COVID stop progress, be active and use the tools that we have and that we can use. So best of luck to everyone.
Thank you very much.